Hello traders and welcome to the Friday wrap-up, July 10th, 2015 on a Friday. Traders, have to tell you, it's actually Saturday morning for me. Quite early in the morning, bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Having a great weekend ahead. Cannot wait to get out of the office. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come and visit us at our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Great site, great information, really a lot of fun, and I think you'd enjoy it. Traders, if you would, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Friday wrap-up. And of course, all week long, Monday through Friday, we do the market opening preview every day before the London Open, where we preview 6 currency pairs, give you trade plans, gives you what our thoughts, commentary, and what data is coming out. So come and join us. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career out of the great state of Florida in the fire rescue department. Traders, 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, it's 2015, traders, and I'm still in Thailand and loving it. Traders, I do trade the Forex markets every single trading day. I am looking at fundamentals and technicals. I'm looking at charts because I'm looking for opportunities and probabilities to be on my side to favor a win on my trade. And no, I do not win every trade, traders. Trust me, I do not win every trade. If anybody tells you that, please run the other way. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Got a lot to talk about. Got over 10 or 15 charts to look at today. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head on over to the commentary. What a wild Bronco ride this has been this week. We've had China markets collapse, then they cut off about 1,600 IPOs from trading, and then of course we have the Greece situation. It's going to be an interesting weekend, but I don't think I'll be around. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation. I hope you're not holding a trade over the weekend. So my commentary is I do think the markets will level out come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really deciding on what happens on Sunday and if they have a deal or they don't have a deal, and, you know, how many more delays are we going to get? I wish I'd get this thing over with so we can go back to normal trading. The charts were all over the place this week, as we would expect. Just to talk about the indices, I'm not going to read you off the numbers today. We have a lot of charts to look at. But all the indices in the USS were in the green. Also, all the indices in the Eurozone were in the green. And we only had one indice in Asia that closed in the red. So everything was in the green. I was in front of my charts at the New York Open Friday night. And I have to tell you, it was quite bombing. Absolutely, you know, the 2 days before big red candles, I was looking at the spiders, the SPY, as I trade options. It's no secret I trade a different instrument in New York, and 2 big red candles, and you know, luckily I took it on a demo account, and my trade was great. I should have gotten out of it on Thursday. I would have made some really nice money. So I said, we'll wait till Friday. Friday opens and has like a $3 gap to the upside. So, needless to say, it was not a good trade after all. I think we have some good trading ahead coming for next week, and I'm looking forward to it. Remember, the purpose of this session is we're just looking at price action. You know, I'm not here to give you entries and exits and stuff like that like I normally do during the market opening preview series. During the week, like I said, all done before the London Open. I usually do that in the Asia session. But with this, we're going to look at all daily charts. So everything we're going to look at is daily charts. We've changed our charts. We've added something to our charts. And we went to black charts. and I think they're better, to be honest with you. I think it'll give us a little bit more of an idea of what's going on. So let's start with the euro dollar, and this is the euro dollar, and this is our daily chart. Remember, these are all daily charts. So every candle on this chart is a daily candle. Okay, it's a 24-hour candle here. So remember that when we're looking at this. So you can see Friday's candle was a big blue candle to the upside. You know, the euro just took off. All on traders. I was at my charts all day on Friday, all day on Thursday. I mean, I was at my charts all week. And I'm going to tell you, it was all about Greece. Then we got into the China limiting 1,200 IPOs from trading. Then they went to 1,600 IPOs from trading. Now we're not sure if China is going to allow all the IPOs to retrade on Monday. Can you say manipulation? Well, yeah, manipulation. But it has affected, you know, globally, worldwide. It's affecting everybody. So it is important. However, the markets really shot up yesterday, and you'll see that on a lot of charts. So the euro took off. So here we are. The euro is bearish. If you look at this chart, I know you're going to say to me, but Bill, you know, this looks like this is an uptrend. It's not an uptrend. If you were to take the high and bring it down, you'd see that this is a downward motion. The euro is bearish, absolutely bearish. There's nothing bullish about the euro. And this was fundamentally motivated. So this move yesterday was all about fundamentals, and that was it. And so was Wednesday, and so was Tuesday, and on and on. So we are bearish in the euro dollar, and I am only looking to sell it. Okay, only looking to sell it. Let's take a look at the USD Swissy. Now remember, this is correlated to the euro, so I would expect to see a big red candle. And of course, what do we have? A big red candle. And busted through the 200 exponential moving average after, what, 7 days, 8 days, trading days. Finally broke through the 200. So it's going to be interesting to see on Tuesday if this thing comes back up. Now, I forgot to explain to you what's on the charts. These bright yellow lines are support and resistance lines, and the red dotted line is just a median line. You all know that the green line on my chart is always the 200 exponential moving average. So that's all that's different on the charts, and other than their black backgrounds. But I think the yellow lines help us a little bit to really define previous support and resistance. And you can see where support is, how it's moved up, and it's nice. It automatically goes in there. And, you know, if you want this EA, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Just send me an email. All right, let's take a look at the pound. Look at this thing. Was this an update for the pound or what? The pound just took off just like the euro did. You know, I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm saying this can't be happening. And this was all over rumor, because I even said in the market opening preview on Friday that all the wobbleheads are going to get on microphones. And was I correct or what? All of them talking. You know, Fed's chairmen of different states talking. Everybody was talking. People from Greece were talking. Draghi even was talking. I mean, everybody was talking. The only one, now I stayed up about 2.5 hours into the New York session, and the only one I did not hear from yesterday was Angela Merkel, Chancellor Angela Merkel. And that surprises me, because I think she is the kingpin of if this is going to get a Greece deal or not, or they're going to be out of the Eurozone. I think she is really the one that's going to be the stone that's either going to make it or break it. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on it. But this was an update on the pound. This is bearish. And, you know, we're going to continue to remain bearish. We're still below the 200 moving average, and I expect a red day on Monday. If nothing else, everybody's going to take profits from this big blue candle, right? So at least at the beginning of the session, you know it's going to be bearish. Let's take a look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen's a great chart to look at. I don't trade the dollar yen. I use the dollar yen as a chart to show me dollar strength. It's equivalent to the U.S. dollar chart, which I will show you. I do have. And if your platform doesn't have it, just use the dollar yen and give you an idea how the dollar is working. So the dollar was down for 2 days, right? And then All of a sudden, the dollar's now back up again. So this is going to be really interesting. So the dollar's getting stronger, which, to tell you the truth, is really not good news for the U.S. It's hurting the U.S. in a way. You know, when you think about imports and exports and the dollar is so strong, so people aren't traveling because the dollar is too strong. So, you know, and when you talk about, like I said, imports and exports, there comes a point here where, you know, we want the dollar to weaken at some point. You know, we do want the dollar to weaken. And now they're talking about the FOMC and what the Fed's going to do in September if they're going to raise interest rates. I did not catch Auntie Yellen's speech the other day. So, you know, we'll see what that came out, because it was pretty late yesterday when she spoke. It was almost 1 in the morning my time, and I was not at my charts. Let's move over to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, believe it or not, continues to be bearish. Love it. Look at this chart. This is just a beautiful chart. Just comes down, goes sideways for a month and a half, and then just bounces back down again, and just goes sideways and just does its thing. But remember, you expect this kind of movement, and you expect these indecision and decision candles on the Aussie just because it's the Aussie and it's a commodity pair. And anytime you get somebody in front of a microphone or you get data, the Aussie most likely will respond to it. Now, folks, aren't you kicking yourself in the tuchus that you were not in this pair bearish 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 5 months, 4 months ago? Look at this New Zealand dollar, just absolutely bearish, bearish, bearish. All I want to do is sell this, okay? All I want to do is sell this. This eventually, apparently yesterday, it must happen in New York, had come down. It was really going up yesterday during the London session and London lunch. In the New York session, I really didn't look at the New Zealand chart, but it's got a red candle at a close on Friday, so it must have pulled back down. So, you know, there's no question here what our sentiment is and what we're expecting, and we're just looking for the continuation to the bearish side. Okay. All right, let's look at the loonie. You know, the dollar CAD. We've been looking at this for the last couple of sessions on the Friday wrap up, and here we are at a very important part. You know, we're at resistance here. We're like at the top here, and we have dollar strength, and we don't necessarily have CAD strength. So this is going to be really, really interesting to see how this responds this week. So I would expect, if you were to trade this chart, that you would fib this. You take that high, bring it all the way down to that doji low, right? You'd fib this, wait for your pullback, and then buy this, right? This is in an uptrend. So this is going to be pretty interesting to watch. Again, this is not one of the 8 pairs that I trade, so really the only time I look at it is when I do the Friday wrap-up. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Swiss. And a lot of you are saying, why do you look at the Euro Swiss? Because I think it's I think it's funny, to be honest with you, and I just like to watch it. I always wait for the move because they're correlated. You know, the euro goes one way, the Swiss goes the other way. So this is like 2 magnets trying to put 2 heads together, right? And that's why you have this massive range for, like, you know, months and months and months here, because the euro and the Swiss are correlated. So when one moves in one direction, the other moves in the other direction, and that's why we're having that. All right, let's look at the pound Aussie. What a great pair to trade! Really, really a great pair. Had a big down week this week, and look at what happened yesterday. Just up it went, right? Of course, the Aussie is so weak. Aussie is so weak, and the pound had an up day yesterday. Why? Because of this speculation that they had a deal with Greece, and like I said, all of our great people out there, the wobbleheads, were in front of microphones all day yesterday. It was unbelievable. I have a news service that I listen to all day long on my computer. It's live, it's right to the minute, and as soon as one of them get on a mic, this news service tells me that this person is speaking or this person is speaking, and it's a great help in with your trading. I'll tell you who it is. It's tradethenews.com, and they're not cheap, but I don't think they're expensive. They're, you know, Probably one day's trade pays for it, but it's definitely worth it. They're on 24/7, so it's a great service. All right, let's move over to one of my favorites, which is the Euro Aussie. I do trade this a lot. This has been bullish for a while. It's gotten into that nasty range, but really it's turned around and it's broken through, and it came back down, and now it's back up again. Look at this big blue candle here. Again, you know, the euro is strong, the Aussie is weak. What else should we expect from that? Let's take a look at some yen pairs. Here's a CAD yen. And, of course, this is a really crazy chart here because it's showing the CAD strong on Thursday, Friday, but for the last, I don't know, week and a half, the yen has been strong. So that's pretty interesting. Well, the yen has been strong. I'll tell you why why people are moving their money to, or trading the yens, is because Kuroda is speaking and Abe is speaking, and they're getting ready. They're like on the verge. They are getting ready to do an intervention again. It's just a matter of time. They're going to do something, and you want to call it quantitative easing, that's fine, but I'm going to tell you something. They're going to do something to fix their situation with their FX currency pair. So wouldn't surprise me if we continue to see this to the upside. It's very interesting to watch. I wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't trade the CAD yen. They don't call the CAD the loonie for no reason at all, right? And the yen is the yen, right? I don't want to. I mean, most of the time, I don't buy the yen most of the time. I do buy it, but that's not the norm. And one of my favorite pairs, of course, here is the euro yen. Again, the euro got strong here, and on Friday, again, all wobbleheads. Thank you very much. There's our yen strength, right? And you want to know why Kuroda and Abe are speaking, because the yen's getting too strong. So what happens yesterday? They get this news that they think they have an agreement, and here we are, and we get this big blue candle on the euro yen. This looks like this was the trade of the day yesterday. Went right through the 200 exponential moving average on a daily chart. Didn't even think about it. And look at the mean line, that dotted red line there. So, don't say that doesn't make a difference on a chart. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 days, 3 days, where it bounced off that mean line. So it's pretty interesting to watch. Here's our Aussie yen. That's a pair I trade regularly. And again, the yen is, well, the Aussie and the yen are both weak, so they're really fighting each other. However, the Aussie is stronger than the yen as a whole. So that's why we're seeing this great down move. And then, of course, with what's going on, you saw on the Aussie dollar that it really didn't do much, and it continued to stay in its bearish motion. Traders, we're doing pretty good on time this week. Not too bad. This is our dollar index chart. This is our U.S. dollar chart. I look at this every day. In fact, I have a limited Toshiba, and the only thing that's on that computer is the dollar chart. Because I just want to know, is the dollar strong or is the dollar weak? And I keep it on a 30-minute time frame. So when I'm in my trades, I can see when I can expect a move to one side or the other, and to make sure that I'm in tune with what's going on. And that ends our charts, my friends. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something out of it, something to look forward to in the next week. Traders, I want to remind you that this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Again, traders, come visit the website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. They got a great economic calendar. It's a great site. A lot of information, a lot of education. Everything's right there for you. Go check it out. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and of course our good friends at FXCL, I'd like to thank you for joining me for the Friday wrap-up after the New York close on Friday. Traders, enjoy your weekend break. Have fun with friends, loved ones, neighbors, associates. Enjoy your weekend, relax, re-energize, and get ready for an exciting week. Starting in the next Asia session, we'll bring to you the market opening preview before the London Open. Traders, have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week.